So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 9 of our season 2 here on our Team Lotus F1 Manager 24 save. Now, if you didn't watch the last episode, my word, it was manic in Monte Carlo. We had crashes, red flags, everything. And we sadly just didn't get a point. P11 and P12, we're outperforming the car on a weekly basis now. Charles Leclerc winning the Grand Prix, winning his home Grand Prix nonetheless. It was a very decent day for Charles Leclerc and Ferrari. They overtake Aston Martin in the constructors' standings. McLaren still lead from Red Bull. We are still pointless, but we are getting all so close. Driver standings-wise, Lando Norris is leading from Max Verstappen, Piastri in P3 and Charles Leclerc in P4. We do have a new car part development underway. We've managed to design the underfloor. Now we are waiting for it to come through. This is going to be a big upgrade. Hopefully it should be on possibly for the next Grand Prix after this one. It's not quite going to be ready for Canada. But all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we head to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve this weekend in Montreal. 70 laps around here. Always proves an interesting circuit. Rain on Saturday for qualifying. A dry race on Sunday. Car attributes, acceleration. We're decent at accelerating. It's just the rest of the things that we're not so good at. Expect a strategy is a one-stop. It's very rare a two-stop works, but safety cars can make a difference to that. Previous race results we don't manage to see, but ladies and gentlemen, there's not too much else to say. That we are going to be developing the car. You can see the bank balance is going up, and it must be said, if we just take a little look at the board as well, the board are losing confidence with us at the moment. In fact, they have lost confidence. They are not very happy at this moment in time. They're happy with the objectives on the whole, but my word, we have got some recovering to do in the second half of this season. I hope you can stay with me for that, and let me know down in the comments, do you think we could even get sacked as the Team Lotus team principal? I'm going to get through practice nonetheless in Canada, and I'll see you in quali for the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It is a one-lap shootout at the end of Q1. The rain was pouring down at the start of qualifying, but both cars on their one and only flying lap in Q1. Where can Hauger put the Team Lotus car as he comes across the line? He's going to go P10. Decent lap that from Hauger. Fittipaldi, could he possibly join him? He's on a 107 at this moment. Could he possibly get in to the top 15 as he crosses the line? It's P16 provisionally. He's on the bubble, he's Fittipaldi, and unfortunately he's knocked out in Q1. So just the one car in Q2. One lap and one lap only in Q2, and I think we've got the best conditions of the session. It must be said, as Hauger comes up towards the line, where can he put this Team Lotus car? Can he get it through to Q3? I think we've played a blinder with the conditions, and he goes on, well, he goes top of the leaderboard in Q2. Russell just comes across the line. That is going to get Hauger into Q3. Played a blinder there with the timing of that run. So we can try and see what we can do now in Q3. Final lap then in Q3, and it must be said, Hauger is improving. Is it going to be by enough to get him above P10? I don't think it's possibly going to be. I think we've made all his luck in Q2. And to be fair, he's only 200ths of a second off Checo Perez. We'll take that all day long. It's going to be P10 for Hauger. Lando Norris will start on pole position. Verstappen in P2 with Piastri in P3. Let's have a look at the strategy for Sunday. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be nothing too fancy. Medium hard for both cars. Fittipaldi, we know he's a little bit better at looking after his tyres, but Hauger's the quicker driver. P10, P17, let's see what we can do.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. Well, they certainly appear calm and composed heading into this race.
They sit at 17th, and let's be honest, no one wants to be at the back of the pack. But can they impress us here?
And it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today. This is it. We're moments away now at the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go. Lando Norris on the soft compounder tyre gets the better start, as you would expect. Verstappen in P2, then comes Piastri in P3. Hauger looking to hold off Liam Lawson in that Ferrari at this moment in time, and manages to do so beautifully. He's also got Carlos Sainz down in P12, who is a little bit out of position. It must be said, Lance Stroll might have an issue with his car, something to bear in mind. As we can see, Fittipaldi's dropped a position down to P18 at the moment, but Hauger has got to try and stay in the DRS, and to be honest with you, he should be staying in the DRS of a Kick Sauber. it must be said. But Sonoda down all the way at the very back. Norris leads from Piastri. Fittipaldi is making some moves. He's already got past Zhou Guanyu, and now he's trying to get past Logan Sargent. And he does so with a plum. DRS is enabled. We get a lovely view of that cockpit cam. Fair play to Fittipaldi. Mega indeed. We're just going to calm down a little bit on the tyres and the ERS now. But Hauger doing a beautiful job. He's managed to get past Porsche. You can see Lawson is behind him. But all he's got to do, stay in this DRS. Stay in the DRS of Perez. Stay in the DRS of Lance Stroll. And this might help him along his way. Lap 3, Hauger is in the points. Hauger was in the points. He's now dropping positions like a stone because Liam Lawson has got a Ferrari and it's a little bit quicker than a Lotus, unfortunately. Look at the acceleration out of that corner on the soft compound of tyre. Liam Lawson gets the job done, and just as that happens, Carlos Sainz also follows him through, and Hauger's dropped 2 positions down to P11. He's now got to try and catch back up with Carlos Sainz if he possibly can. We are going to deploy a little bit of ERS as well and use a bit of the tyres to try and get back in the DRS, because it could be absolutely crucial during this race. Fittipaldi still in P17, fighting with Daniel Ricciardo for not very much at this moment in time. Verstappen leads from Norris, and Norris is not using the soft compound tyres to the maximum at the moment. Fittipaldi and Zhou are having a right ding-dong battle. Let's have a little look at this. Coming out of the chicane, Fittipaldi gets the DRS, Zhou doesn't, and he manages to get the job done. Fittipaldi fighting. He's having a good old fight. You can see Porsche, who started near the front, has dropped back like a stone. He's now nearly in touching distance of Fittipaldi, who's going to be attacking. We've got a big mechanical fault for Lance Stroll, and as you can see, what this is doing, he's backing people up and allowing Hauger to stay in position and fight for the points paying positions. You can see Sainz is there. We can see Perez is there, and Stroll as well. Will Hauger get a decent run here? We are going to ride on board with the Team Lotus driver. Could he possibly get a move done? You can see Stroll, he's really struggling. He's covering off. Hauger goes to the inside, and that's possibly not the line to take, because Stroll blocks off the Alpine of Perez. He blocks off the Lotus of Hauger, and neither of them can get past. We are going to tell him to be aggressive now with this overtake. He moves to the outside, Hauger. Can he possibly make a move? No, he can't. Stroll still defending, still holding up Hauger. This is not ideal at all for the young driver. Could he possibly make a move into this chicane? Not quite, but we are going to now switch to Fittipaldi, who has made a move on Porsche. DRS engaged, and Fittipaldi is in to P15, I believe that is. It might be 16. Gets another helping of DRS, and hopefully that will keep Zhou Guanyu at bay. It is P15 for Fittipaldi. Hauger now pushing on to try and get past this Aston Martin. He joined us back on lap 13. Hauger is running in the points. He's managed to get past Lance Stroll, and he's actually just towing Lance Stroll along a little bit now. We're just harvesting a little bit of ERS. It must be said, we've not managed to do that so well, because straight away Perez is looking to build the gap on Hauger. We're trying to just maintain, keep Stroll behind, blocking off the cars behind, and as you can see, Hauger gets that DRS wide open on Perez. Hopefully he's going to drag us up towards the top cars. But great work from Hauger at this moment. He's recouped a little bit of his battery. Meanwhile, Fittipaldi and Zhou are still going at it. Daniel Ricciardo is now leading this little gaggle of cars for P15. I expect Fittipaldi to be in the fight for probably P14, P15 today, but it's all eyes on Hauger at the moment. Meanwhile, at the front, Verstappen's leading from Norris just about. Piastri in P3, Leclerc in P4. Then comes Russell and Bottas. Lawson in P7, or should I say P8, because Sainz and him are really going at it here. Sainz runs a little bit wide, nearly goes into the wall of champions, but Hauger now into P9. He's got past Perez. Great work from Hauger. We have got the first few cars pitting, and Carlos Sainz is one of them. Does that signify he is going to be trying a two-stop today? Meanwhile, Hauger now back on the back of Perez once again. He's managed to make these tyres last at the moment. He's doing a decent job of just hanging onto the back of that Alpine of Checo Perez. We are just going to go a little bit lighter on the tyres. We are committing to a one-stop today. Fittipaldi is making a really nice job of the mediums as well at this moment in time. So both cars, P9, P14, we've got pit stops galore happening. Two-stop versus one-stop. Let me know down in the comments, which way would you have gone? Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing more pit stops. Perez is in for mediums. Fittipaldi, looks like Norris has got an issue. Now, Hauger is running long here on these mediums. A safety car around this point would be beautiful at the minute, but we are very much committing to this one stop. We feel it was the way to go. Both cars at the minute managing the tyres beautifully. The engine's in nice in a nice situation. We're going to be running in clean air in a little while. This is playing into our hands. Whether the two-stop is the quicker, we will have to see, but we've got a lot of cars developing faults, and if we get a safety car at the right time, who knows what could happen. We've just had a crash on circuit. It's not brought out a safety car, but it's Liam Lawson. It's a couple of cars that we're fighting with. Let's have a little look at this then. Lawson, we've got the Mercedes of Bottas as well, and that all doesn't look very neat and tidy. It's damaged the front wing of Lawson. He's not going to be having a very nice day now at all. You can see the Ferrari garage. Very disappointed indeed. We're still currently in P5. We've got cars. Lance Stroll is holding up these cars beautifully for us at this moment in time behind Hauger. And Hauger's just making these tyres work. We're comfortably going to get to the hard compound tyre with both cars. And at the moment, it's looking very, very nice indeed. It's around 21 seconds, I believe. Let me just double check that in the circuit info. 22 seconds it is for a pit stop. If we were to pit now, we would come out just in front of Daniel Ricciardo with a lot of cars to pit in front. This could work well. Hauger is finally in to the pits now on lap 33. He's done a decent chunk of this race, nearly half of this race on the medium compounded tyre. It's a decent pit stop as well. He's going to come out, and that is his one and only pit stop for this Grand Prix done. Fittipaldi will be coming in a minute. We've just got a yellow flag on circuit. Looks like Fittipaldi might be involved. We're just keeping a look at it. It's the front wing now of Fittipaldi. Let's have a little look at what's happened here. He's up against the Aston Martin of Pierre Gasly, who dives into that corner and smashes his front wing. Disappointing. I don't think Fittipaldi could do too much about that. Pierre Gasly swearing his head off on the pit wall. Let's have a look. We're going to get a new front wing on, and we're going to get the hard compound tyre on for Fittipaldi. So he's now, that's him pretty much done, I think. He's not going to be able to sort of recover from this, which is not ideal at all. But we can see Bottas has got problems as well. But Hauger P16, it's all eyes on him now and what he can do towards the end of this Grand Prix. Fittipaldi is in to the pits, as you can see, and this is where one of the magic front wing changes happens. We're just getting the hard compound tyre ready to come on. I can't really blame Fittipaldi for that. It must be said, it's not the best stop in the world. 8.6 with a front wing change isn't bad, to be fair. But Fittipaldi will trot out of the pits all the way down in P21. Meanwhile, Hauger is pushing on in the Team Lotus car. Has Lawson been in and changed his wing? He certainly has. So Lawson now back in front of Hauger, who is pushing on. There's a lot of these cars in front of us that will have to pit again, and Hauger at this moment will not. Fittipaldi out in P21. Yellow flag on circuit again. I don't know if there's going to be another issue. We don't seem to get a replay. It's going to be Logan Sargent locking up at turn 1. We've had a few incidents at turn 1 here in Canada so far this weekend. Let's just have a look at Logan Sargent. He just carries on. He's just not a very good driver, is he, Logan? But at the moment, we've got Piastri and Verstappen leading the way. Now, these two have both got to pit again. Norris could be going to the end, or he could be pitting again. Leclerc is definitely going to the end. Sainz on the mediums. Stroll still struggling. Are points still on for Hauger? I think they possibly could be. There have been a few crashes on this circuit, and once again it's into turn 1. Hulkenberg, we saw have a crash in Monaco, is once again involved, and it is a very kamikaze move down the inside. Big contact. Hulkenberg says the kick Sauber there. I'm not quite sure who that was. I think it is Porsche who's made that error. And as we can see now, Hauger, he is just having to keep a mind of his tyres. We're trying desperately to catch up to Liam Lawson. A 1:16 flat was his last lap. Fittipaldi's just conserving his fuel, just doing a little bit of management for us, because we just want to see how quickly we can recover that fuel. But at the moment, Fittipaldi down in P20. Could he gain a couple of positions? You wouldn't put it past him. Hauger still chasing the back end of the points. Hauger is moving up the positions. He's just managed to get Liam Lawson. Look at this. He dives to the outside into the chicane. Beautiful work from from Dennis Hauger, sorry. Pushes Lawson a little bit wide, and Hauger is up into P12. We are, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 49. He's in P12. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in front of him who've got to pit again. He's now on this hard compound tyre. He's making it last well, and he's in the DRS of Tsunoda and Ricciardo in front of him. This could work well for Hauger. Tsunoda. We're going to have a full rundown. It's Verstappen, Leclerc and Piastri are the front three. They have not got to pit again. Norris has got to pit again, as has Gasly. Perez, Sainz, who's just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on 94% soft, so he won't be pitting again. Ocon in P8, Albon in P9, then comes Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Hauger needs to dispatch at least one of these cars in front, and this will work well for him. Fittipaldi in P19, he's carrying on as he does. Will he gain a couple more positions? Quite possibly, but it's all eyes on Hauger once again. Hauger has got Tsunoda, and again, it's round the outside, gets the DRS, and Hauger now, beautiful work from him into turn one. He got the job done. Tsunoda decided not to come back at him. It is all about management now for Hauger. Let's have a little look at where this leads us. He is just 0.8 of a second behind Pierre Gasly. Now, if he could latch onto a bit of DRS from him, that would be absolutely ideal as well. Hauger is doing a stonking job so far. Lawson is in P10. He's got to pit again. Tsunoda is in P11. He's got to pit again. Stroll could go to the end, but has got a mechanical fault. Could Hauger score points for Team Lotus today? You would not put it past him, ladies and gentlemen. With around 18 laps to go, this is looking very, very promising indeed. Lawson is going to have to pit again. We're looking at Fittipaldi, 6.4 seconds behind Porsche, who is on a fresh set of medium compound tyres, but does have a damaged front wing. Fittipaldi could do with gaining another position. Sargent has retired from the Grand Prix, but it's all eyes on Hauger. Lance Stroll has got Hauger, and I'm a little bit disappointed with this because I didn't think Lance Stroll, with his engine problems, would manage to do this, but he got him, and not only did he get him, when he did, he forced him a little bit wide, and just Hauger didn't respond well to that overtake, and he has lost a fair bit of time there. It's now 0.8 seconds. Ocon's behind him. Perez is chasing as well. We've gone from looking pretty comfortably in the points, and now we've got a real fight on our hands. Can we catch back up to Stroll in front with Hauger? We're keeping an eye. We can see, I think he got a little bit stuck with Leclerc overtaking as well, so disappointing for Hauger, but he has got Ocon now to fight. Lawson's in P11. That shouldn't be a problem. It's then Perez that is coming on strong, so it's all eyes on Hauger now. What can he do today, and what can he achieve? Lap 60, 10 laps to go. Hauger's in the points. Verstappen, Leclerc and Piastri are the front three. It's going to be between Leclerc and Verstappen today, but can Hauger score a point? And what we expected to happen has happened, because Esteban Ocon manages to get past Hauger, and not only does he, we can see Perez as well. He's lost not one but two positions here as Hauger going into the final chicane. He was lucky not to make contact with the Williams. He got all out of position on the exit, and now we are keeping a strong eye on what is going to happen here, because he has got to stay in the DRS of these two cars, and already he's out of it. This is not looking promising now for Hauger. He's got to stay in DRS. This is bubbling up nicely for an absolute belter of a last lap, because Dennis Hauger has managed to get past Ricciardo, I should say. That's for P11. You can see he's got two Williams in front of him. Could we possibly score a point today? That engine of Lance Stroll is getting worse by the moment. Albon has got 26% tyres, and we can see that Hauger is looking for a move. He's also conserving the fuel, and he doesn't quite go for the move there. Ocon's got decent tyres, as has Ricciardo, but it must be said Hauger now is looking good. If he can get past Albon pretty quickly, he might be able to pull away from Ricciardo as well. He might be able to pull away from Ricciardo as well, and Ricciardo got the DRS. We get a very lovely replay there, but he got the DRS down this straight, and he managed to overtake Hauger, and that is not ideal at all, because that has pulled him out of the DRS range of Hauger, and he's going to have to burn these tyres now, trying to catch up with Daniel Ricciardo. It's not looking good at all. We were so close for points. Fittipaldi, disappointingly, he's 3.1 seconds behind Vesti. That's not good at all for him. We're going to push him on, but my word, could Hauger rescue this? It's a tall order now. Piastri has got the win, and as you can see, Lawson finishes and Hauger has just finished behind him. How disappointing is that? We were so close on the day. Piastri wins from Verstappen, Leclerc in P3, but Hauger, oh my word, he must be so frustrated. He just needs a little bit more pace in this car, and who knows what he could do. Russell's down in P17. Fittipaldi did manage to get Vesti. We didn't quite catch that replay, but so disappointing. Hauger, he's so close, but yet so far once again. Let's get to the podium.
With such a strong performance from Piastri, there's no denying that he's earned that place on the podium today.
It's a really emotional moment to be up there celebrating your first win.
Yeah, very impressive indeed. And Piastri, despite not getting lots of cheers from the crowd, it's a fantastic win. His first win of the season. Verstappen is in P2. Then comes Charles Leclerc, Sainz in P4, Norris P5, Gasly getting 10 positions on the day, Perez in P7, Stroll P8, Ocon in P9, then come Ricciardo in P10. It must be said, Hauger, oh, it's so close a lot of the time. Tsunoda got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Fittipaldi had a day to forget. We did have 2 DNFs on the day, Bottas and Sargent. Driver standings wise, Lando Norris is leading, but now it is only by 4 points from Max Verstappen. Piastri in P3 and Leclerc in P4. Gasly a big gainer on the day, onto 73 points. Hauger and Fittipaldi still pointless at the moment, and that transpires into the constructors as well. McLaren 341 points, well ahead of Red Bull. Ferrari and Aston Martin very close for P3. Lotus, Sauber and Haas still yet to score a point. We're so close, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a new underfloor coming. I'm hoping that is going to make a big difference. Please do like and subscribe, and I shall see you for the next one. Ta-ra!